So as you can see, it's fully furnished, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But as I said before, we originally bought this space to be a rental. And when you're having a rental, the way that you would fix it up can be a little bit different than when you're actually trying to flip a house. You can use a lot more money-saving items because they wear and tear a lot of the time better. And then if you do want to go ahead and flip, you can change out some of these items. So let's talk real quick about the walls. This house came with paneling on this full wall, so we just painted that and we decided let's just stick with that and let's put paneling on these walls. Now, keep in mind, this house is old. It's like from the 1940s, so we had years and years and years of wallpaper buildup. And that can be a nightmare when it's layered on top of each other in stacks. So we decided let's put up paneling. It kind of covers that quickly and effectively. You get a whole sheet and it's really cute. Now, I don't know that I would necessarily choose this option if I were flipping, although it can be done really nice. But for a rental, it's durable, it's not gonna scratch, and if it needs a paint job, it needs a paint job. It's perfect for a rental. Let's move into the kitchen. In the kitchen, we are huge fans of vinyl flooring. So vinyl flooring is extremely durable, and it's beautiful. Half the time, no one even realizes it's vinyl. It's different from Pergo, so keep that in mind. This is a very, very, very durable floor. We went with a marble tile look, which we thought complemented this kitchen very well. We also had an enormous amount of counter space. So even though it's a small kitchen, there is a lot of counter space, and we needed new counters. So that can get really pricey when you're looking at granite, marble, and even laminate. That can be pretty pricey with this amount of square feet. So we opted for a conversion kit, and we used a brand that looks like marble painting. Now, this specific brand that we used, I don't think that I would recommend using again, but there is a better product out there called Rust-Oleum, and that one we've had extremely good luck with. This one wasn't bad, but it took a little bit extra time, and so going forward, I would definitely do that again. But there are options for resurfacing your already pre-existing laminate countertops, and it is leaps and bounds cheaper. We're talking like maybe $100 for the entire kit and just a day of your time. So we did go ahead and put new appliances in because, again, it looks prettier, it's going to rent easier. And just some tips when you're selling a house, renting a house, little decorations here and there. You don't have to completely stage the house. Now, this house obviously is staged because we're doing an Airbnb and it needs to be staged. But for just selling, little centerpiece items, little focus points, really draw the eye in, and it creates that warm feeling for people as they shop. You want people to walk into this home and imagine themselves living in the home, imagine their kids running in this house. These little items help to get that creative thought process started. Another thing that we did, we like to bargain shop. And so now let's just move in real quick. We'll talk about a little bit about the staging aspect. So an Airbnb is like a hotel, it has to be staged. So we went out and found pieces that worked for us. The conventional dining room table will not work for this space. It's just much too large. So we went with an antique little card table. So it's got two little flaps that flip up to make it a little longer, or the leaves can fold down, which is perfect for this space. So all we did is we didn't even take time to sand it because there is this amazing primer out there that you can paint on any wooden surface and it'll act like basically like a sanded surface, and it will help bond the paint to it. It's amazing, and I highly suggest it. We also did it with all of our cabinets, which means we walked right in, cleaned them off, painted them with the primer, and then painted them directly with paint, and they're durable and beautiful, just like they would be had you taken all the time to sand it. But I don't know about you, but the grooves alone make me never want to sand anything. So this table, we painted with primer, we slapped on the paint, the color scheme that we're going with, and it's perfect. It functions, it's durable, it's beautiful, and it was super cheap. We're talking less than $100 for the table and all 4 chairs. So let's move in here. This room was a unique room for us to have to stage. So it wasn't too bad as far as the flipping aspect, but then coming in here to stage it and actually trying to live in it was difficult because the front door is not centered, but it is relatively in the middle of the room. On this side, we've got a fireplace that takes up that entire wall. Over here, We've got a closet door, and of course the 2 windows on either side of the front door. And then over here we have this eating nook. So really there wasn't a lot of wall space to use, which gets really difficult when you need to put couches and chairs and seating and TVs and all of that. So we opted to divide the space, and we created a little sitting nook here where you can enjoy coffee, tea, whatever you prefer, read a book, sit by the fireplace, just a really warm, cute setting. And then over here is the living space. So we kept it nice and open. We separated it with some cheap rugs that we got at Old Time Pottery. The furniture, these chairs alone were $50. This we got from Ross for under $50. Just everything is super cheap, super functional, but we chose a color scheme and we just looked for it everywhere we went. So these couches, let's just talk about how beautiful these couches are. This couch, both of these couches regularly, this one is $1,000, over $1,000, and this one is right about the same. We got them both for $600 total. So we shopped the clearance section at Mathis for this. That's local here in Tulsa, but wherever you're at, there's clearance sections in every furniture store. Find them. These had some random little nooks on the back that you'll never see because we have them up against the wall. So they worked out perfectly. We got some coffee tables, again in the clearance section. Nothing's wrong with them, but they're super, super cheap. We put bar stools to give added access, added seating space. You can move them around. The whole function of this entire room is made to be able to house multiple people, multiple types of people. So there's a lot of functionality even though we've got it separated into 2 sections. Another funny thing is we did have to block this closet, right? So when you're renting, you just paint and you get things ready, but when you're staging, it doesn't always work and there just wasn't enough wall space. So there are some funky things, but we work around it. Another funky thing is that we had to put the TV here for the flow of the couch to make sense. Otherwise, we would have to be watching it above the mantle, which is extremely long space. So just some things to think through. The TV stand we bought on Facebook Marketplace, $40. All the little throws on clearance at all various random stores. Just you name it, we shopped. And again, the color scheme is huge. So stick with a few colors, get them in your palette, and then continue on. Let's step here into the bathroom. Again, we went with the vinyl floor. Now this is perfect for a rental and it's perfect for something like an Airbnb because it's durable. It's not going to leak. It's waterproof. It's not going to scratch. It's not going to peel. It doesn't unstick. It's nothing like that. It's completely durable, but it's not also going to crack and break like the beautiful stuff that you'd want to put in a home you live in but not in a home that you rent out. So another thing that we did, we had again layers and layers and layers of wallpaper on these walls. So we paneled them, painted them white. We decided to keep the existing tile. It's old, but it was fine. So what we did is we re-grouted it. We chose a gray paint or gray grout and completely grouted over the top of what already existed. So that's a great way to just give your tile a facelift, just re-grout. All you do, you mix the grout, you put it right on top of the grout that already exists, and you're on your way. You seal it and you go. So it's a really cheap option if you have tile that's already functional. Now this is a bedroom. This is one of the first bedrooms. This is a queen bed. The queen bed furniture we already owned. We got a new mattress and box spring. But let's talk about the bedding, right? Bedding can be extremely expensive. And so we decided that we would go with coverlets. They're really cheap. They usually come in some kind of value pack, and they're really thin, which means they're easy to wash. So what we do is we buy 2 of each, and so when one is being cleaned, one is being made. So it's a perfect option, and like I said, you can find them at really, really great prices all over. I think we got these at Ross, we got some at Old Time Pottery, we got some at Marshall's, just you name it. Another great place is, for pillows is Ross. They do a lot of times 2-for-1 or clearance bundles, and they're really high-end, beautiful pillows for so cheap. We got matching lampstands at Goodwill for $8 each. Threw on some lamp shades, and this room was set. We put up some pictures too that we found at Ross. All items were under $5 each. So let's move on into the small room. This room is what we would consider to be more of the child's room or like the office. So this is a trundle bed. Trundle beds are a really great item if you're going to be doing any kind of staging or a rental that already has furniture, because they sleep 2 people, but they put away into one small twin. So it's a really great use of space. Again, we went with the coverlet, easy to wash, basically childproof. Another thing we did for a trundle is just we wanted to throw a lot of pillows. So we got these pillows for $1 each at Old Time Pottery. You cannot find a better deal than that. It's such a value, and a lot of pillows on a bed makes it look really full and fresh. We also got 2 long length, full length mirrors for I think $6 each, and put them up vertically just to add some dimension to this room, give it some reflective, and make it look not so tiny, because this is a smaller room. So now let's go into the master bedroom. Come down this hall. This is our master bedroom. So we did splurge a little bit because I feel like you want your master bedroom looking nice no matter what. So we did go ahead and get a full bedroom suite, but we still paid under $800 for all of the furniture, and then about $250 for both the mattress and the box spring. So that's pretty good when you're thinking in terms of this complete bedroom set. We did go ahead, we found a matching desk on Facebook Marketplace for under $50. We found this beautiful chair at Ashley in the clearance section for $29. Nothing is wrong with it. They just sold some of the other random pieces and couldn't function with it anymore. So we put this room together beautifully with a lot of mixed matching pieces that all went well. Again, all of those pillows on that bed all together came out to be about $50. And that's a lot when you're talking about down pillows. So let's talk about this kitchen, this bathroom. So this bathroom we left as is. So these are the original cabinets. We just put a new countertop. So you can get these really beautiful pre-made laminate countertops for super cheap. So that's a great option because they wear nice, they look nice. And again, in a rental, you want stuff that looks nice but doesn't necessarily have to be super nice. Again, in the bathroom, we went with the vinyl marble looking floors. Like I said, again, they're durable, they're waterproof, they're beautiful. And we did the paneling on the wall to cover all the wallpaper. And then again, we regrouted the pre-existing tile. So this is maybe not our perfect color scheme, but the tile works. And because it was neutral enough, we felt like we could make it work in this setting. So what we are all about is getting a bargain, right? So when you're looking for a rental, when you're looking to do any kind of staging, you want to look for the cheapest items because they're not for your living purposes all year round, and they're for no one's living purposes. So it doesn't matter if the floor is vinyl and not marble or beautiful tile because people are in and out or they're moving in and out. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be the highest end. It has to look nice. It has to be durable. It has to be functional, but it doesn't have to be expensive. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us. We're going to continue to show you what we do here in Tulsa and as we expand. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.